Ba ba ba. God. So I think that's working now. Okay, can we not make that sound, please? That was a bit disturbing. Holy moly, this is one like a potato. All the best on this channel. Now let's move up here. We have the Great Wall of the Enslaved Ghast. Well, that is if he is a ghast yet. Oh my god, look! Even more entities to destroy my potato PC. Hello. You sounded like a bit raggledy. Why are you spending— No! Come back down, please. Little bomb. Okay, we're gonna need to shut that off. Can't be having an escape in these parts. Chickens, I'm not paying attention to you right now. This little rascal almost got out. Okay, where the hell has he crafted that escape hole? I will find it. I don't want to use diorite for scaffolding, that's a bit pathetic. But I am also pathetic, so there's the dilemma. Okay, we'll just go. I have no morals. What the hell? Oh! There's a huge breach. Okay, let's get that filled in. As you can see, my building skills are on par of that of a Romanian contractor. So, you know, it's actually looking quite wham, you know. We've got a big wall. I did not mean to kill them. Oh no, okay. I didn't want to kill all of them, I didn't think it would. Okay, let's just make a few more. Yeah, get clapped. Oh, my voice is coming. Alright, let's wait for them to grow up before we start breeding them. And we'll stick the kelp in the furnace. Oh, we need more. Oh, we need more. We need more. Okay. Let's slap them. Okay, that was kind of smooth. I'm not lie. Wait, why is it kind of running better? Okay, well, you need to go though. There we go. The amount of crap I have on my desk is really inhibiting me from playing this game properly. My movement is insane. Right. Boom. Babooshk. Okay, stick one in there, stick one in there, stick one in. I should have done it in twos. I'm a bit of a clown. Clownage. All the best, all the best. All the day's work have been retired. Okay. How many chickens go in here? All my fellas. What? Okay. It's locking up randomly. I have no control over my mouse. Absolutely none. Let me sit up. Oh Jesus. My posture is that of Gru. But no, not Gru. Watch a fella from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's me. Except I don't get chickens around here. Okay, this is a bit of an issue. So this should get me up to level 30. Well, that's close enough to it anyway. How? The whole family was going to disappear if you did that. No, I don't want to kill the sheep. That's our holy sheep. He's a prophet to the cows. He spreads word of the better ways the sheeps have. And yes, I will say sheeps. I know it's incorrect grammar, but alas, I do not give a fiddlesticks, so... Or I'll just do that. Oh, my back is killing me. I haven't even begun mining yet, and already my voice is doing a bit of a topsy-turvy. Right, let's stick them in there. That hurt. Right, boom, boom, boom. That doesn't go in there. That does. That goes in here. Wobbly wobbly. Do I hear skeletons? I better not, because I will commit a genocide. On all skeletons, living and death. Right. So, do I continue this tunnel, or should I just... I think here my best bet is to just keep digging the hole. I could make a better path here, but I'm not really arsed, so we'll just go back and we'll continue on the tunnel. Because, well, let's just say the tunnel is going to be magnificent. It is going to be absolutely preposterously big. To give you a sense of how big it is, like, well, I'm looking here and it's what's going to be actual testicle. What? It's going to be testicle tickling. That's how big it is going to be. Although my PC is running like a potato. I don't know if you can call it a PC, it's a laptop. Gaming laptop. It's not a gaming laptop, not even. But we move. Now, today's topic of conversation is no, it's not. It's dinosaurs. We'll go with that. Did you know a new tyrannosaurid species has been uncovered? What was once thought to be juvenile T-Rexes is actually a nanotyrannus, a different, complete species of T-Rex, which means that the actual T-Rex got a huge buff. Meanwhile, Spino fans are crying in the corner because he's got nerfed 600 times. Although, I suppose Spinosaurus, it was a bit overpowered to begin with. They kind of had to nerf him, in all honesty. I kind of preferred, like, the second generation of nerfs he got, where he was, like, similar to the Arc Spino. That was, like, his best form, in my opinion. My most humble opinion. I mean, Triceratops and Ankylosaurus stay on top. They are, like, the biggest anti-T-Rexes machines. I don't think Ankylosaurus was in the time of the T-Rex. I don't know. I think they were both in Cretaceous, but I'm not sure if they were in the same Cretaceous. It's actually quite risky doing this at night time. Oh well, we ball. Oh, Marvella. What? Okay, I did not take damage there. I'm a baller. Baller. Ooh, okay. Put down torches. But yeah, basically, T-Rex got a huge buff, and the Nano Tyrannus has been confirmed, which is quite cool, to be honest. We finally got dinosaur updates after 6.5 million years. No, 65 million years. Oh, excuse one more. Jeez. Got my time. How have I used 20 torches already? Bollocks. Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna have to break the... Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is, as they say. That's not good. Okay, so yeah, basically that. And did you know, I'm gonna have my shovel there. Did you know that, what's it called? I am quite a specimen. Pterodactyls and plesiosaurs aren't actually dinosaurs. It's quite mad when you think about it, because they're always, like, held up to this regard as, like, swimming dinosaurs, but they just were not. They're, like, a completely different species altogether. I don't think they're classified as dinosaurs. So when people say, like, oh, my favourite dinosaur is Pteranodon, first of all, wait, Pteranodon was a dinosaur. I'm tripping. Wait, Was he? No, wait. No, wait. Tyranno... Huh? Wait. Let me just... Was it the pterodactyl or the pteranodon that was an actual dinosaur, and then the other one is like a phony, I believe. Either or, it doesn't really change my argument. People say it's like a dinosaur when they're not actually classified. I know it's getting into a bit of semantics here, but we do keep it very educated. I mean, if we were including flying and swimming dinosaurs, then no one's favourite dinosaur would be on land, let's keep it real. Unless you're like a nerd that likes, I don't know, Uranus or something. Which, he is pretty cool to be honest, but he's not in the same league as like Triceratops or Brachiosaurus. I always thought Brachiosaurus was kind of a mid choice for a favourite dinosaur. It's just kind of like, it's a basic pick. You saw the big dinosaur, Jurassic Park, you're like, ooh, what's he? Brachiosaurus, boom. And then you were like, oh yeah, he's my fave. Which I'm not discounting that is a very fair way to have a favourite dinosaur. But if that's all you know, it's a bit ludicrous about line. But I'm saying but a lot. I don't like buts. Well, I do. Not men ones. Anyway. What annoys me, well, actually I need to rant about this, the Velociraptor, okay? Now, for non-dinosaur fans, what do you think of when you think of a Velociraptor? I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the monstrosity that is the Jurassic Park Velociraptors and or Jurassic World. The Velociraptors, quote, air quotes, were not actually Velociraptors, the ones in Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. They were more similar to Utahraptors, but they were called Velociraptors for whatever reason. I don't know who did this, and it was absolutely criminal to do it. I don't know why. It is a bit wrapped. Ugh. But yeah, no, it's closer to a Utahraptor, which is completely bollocks. Because, like, why have they called it a Velociraptor? Because I understand that the whole plot point is that, like, InGen we're not creating exact copies of dinosaurs. But if they were gonna call it Velociraptor, then they could have got it at least a little more close to what a Velociraptor actually is. T-Rex, Brachiosaurus, all of them lads, they're pretty similar to what the bones actually suggest. Velociraptor is so far gone from what it actually is that it doesn't make sense that they made that like that. So I just cannot wrap my head around it, because you could just do literally anything. If you wanted to do it like that, you could say Utahraptor. I suppose it doesn't sound as cool. Well, I think it does, but it doesn't have a V and a C in it, so it's a bit... But it does have a U, and you are the coolest. Oh, adding my own sound effects there. You only get the best in this channel. Only the best. Anyway. But yeah, that's kind of like my rant on dinosaurs. I could probably do a bit more, but I'm not actually that well informed. I just know a lot, like, you know. But also I think if you're talking in terms of like the best period when the dinosaurs ruled, most are gonna tell you the Jurassic. But I don't think people actually realize that the Jurassic is not the best period. Or not the one that people think it is. When people think of Jurassic, they're like, ooh, T-Rex, ooh, Triceratops. No. The Jurassic had the Allosaurus and the Stegosaurus. It did not have the T-Rex and the Triceratops. That was the late Cretaceous period. And people always mix this up. And the Triassic is... yeah, it's kind of crap, I don't lie. Like, I'm trying to defend it, but it's... yeah, no, it's got, like, lore accurate Spinosaurus, so... no. So, yeah, no, definitely not there. Jurassic, though, is pretty cool, pretty cash money. The Cretaceous is what everyone thinks is the Jurassic, though. Because you've got all your Triceratopses, your T-Rexes, I'm pretty sure most of the raptors were from Cretaceous as well, and all the sauropods. No, actually, a lot of the sauropods were Jurassic. I need to consult my archives to really figure this out. Holy moly. I haven't talked this long in a while. You see, I actually do not talk that often. It might seem as though this is not the case, due to me yapping about dinosaurs, but I don't talk that often. And when I do talk, it's about silly things with silly people, because I only... Okay, what are you doing? Don't be 360. Get your goofy zombie out of here. I almost fell in that. Okay, give me that. I am prime Technoblade. Rest in peace, Technoblade, by the way. He's forever a goat. Yeah, no, my combat skills are actually egregious. It's like when the... Okay, I'm not gonna say that's it's YouTube, it's a bit morbid. Burp, burp, burp. No flex. I know it's probably not flex. They spawn all the time. We move. How? Okay, this little rat. No. How did you escape your chambers? Also, where were the leads? What are you doing here? Yeah. No, we're not having this. I was trying to escape my wrath. Okay, so it's clear that the cave is not working. We are going to need to tie him in the basement. Much to my dismay. Is it dismay? I don't know. I don't really want to tie him in the basement, but it has to be done. I don't make the rules. And so do I. Where? Where? You absolute donkey. Where did you get out? Huh? How did he escape? Is there a breach in containment? Like what? What is going on? Can you just phase through objects? Don't be looking so happy. I will murder you. You are my slave, whether you like it or not. Okay, come here. Right. Okay, can you stop making that stupid noise? I don't care. Come on. But anyway, about dinosaurs. Okay, I'll stop yapping about dinosaurs. I think it's a bit much. I do need to study up on them a bit more, though. Like, I probably know as much as your average person slightly interested, but I need to be, like, on the autism level. And I'm not there yet, unfortunately. Like, you know those fellas that will, like, be really into, like, planes and stuff, and they'll tell you, like, the models of, like, 4 different planes? And, like, they know this somehow. They all know it. It's like, what are you doing to know this much about planes? I'm keeping it a buck here. But come here. No, what are you yapping about? Come on, stop playing in the cards. And okay, you might. Okay, this is quite a nice approach. What? Did I just use a fence post? Huh? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. You may have noticed by now that this large structure. So, what this is actually a kelp farm. The reason there's dirt and andesite is that I built one half out of dirt with science, and then decided that andesite and glass looks cooler, and I wasn't gonna switch the what's it called? I'm not gonna switch the dirt with andesite because that would take way too long. At least not now. If this gets like 100,000 million views, then maybe, but doubt it will. So I need to find another rant topic before going back here because I need something to just sink my teeth into. We have a fully grown cast. Let's go. We can finally do bombing campaigns. We just need to find this version of Iran. We do have a village nearby. That is my bomber jet. Okay. I'm not going to get political because I feel like that kind of takes us down a hole. Did that just spawn into my hand? What is going on? I know I have a potato PC, but this is a bit more achievement for me. Okay. It's like someone had a paranormal activity. Really weird stuff, really weird stuff. Man, I am so tired. I was up late last night doing assignments, and it is... See, okay, lesson of wisdom to anyone watching this, if you are watching this, I don't know why you would, but I mean, if you've clicked on a random Minecraft video ranting about dinosaurs and watched 21 and 16 seconds, then, you know, fair play to you. I forgot what I was going to say. Wait, let me re-jog my thoughts. So those politics. Something about channel idea. I have no idea. I'm not going to try and remember. Oh, college assignments. Oh yeah, word of advice for anyone still here at 21.5 minutes. Do your work quickly, okay? Because in my very humble unk status, I have learned that doing your assignments procrastination style is not very smart and only leads you to problems. So when you get an assignment, if you get it on Friday, do it on Friday, or maybe Saturday if you really have something going on, but it makes so much sense. It makes your life so much easier. I know you're not going to do that because I never did, because I'm an actual clown, but if you do take heed to this, do your assignments. I know you have some due. And if you're not a student, then welcome. We are yapping for 20 minutes about random stuff. I've not talked this long. It's so goddamn long. I need to get a better gaming chair and a PC, to be honest. Like, if I'm keeping it real. Oh, like a glaft craft. A glass. Also, I'm sorry for the video and voice quality. I haven't got a microphone yet. I will eventually get a microphone. I could probably borrow one from college, actually. I am in college. I have revealed that I'm an unk, unfortunately. Okay. It doesn't really matter. Okay, what is unk status? Because I would believe anything over, like... Okay, if you were of the age of 20 and under, I think 34 and above is unk status. Anything else than that, and you're dragging it, okay. Like, seriously. Why are we calling people unks when they're 22? And like, I get that it's funny, but people... It's starting to, like, make me believe that people believe it. And like, that's quite serious. That people think that 25 is old. I know a fella that's 25. He's pretty chill. I don't think he's old, you know? Like, what is old? Old is like 50s, okay? So unk status is like, you're getting there, but you're still like young enough to be hip with the kids. So I reckon it's probably 34, 35, stretching on. And if you're like 38 or more, then you are certified unk status. There's no question. Like, zero question. What is the dirt? Yeah. But yeah, my day has been, you know, it's been marginally okay. Held down by the fact that I have not got quality sleep in time. That doesn't help. My sleep schedule does not help, you know. Surprise, surprise, playing Persona until 3 AM for like a few nights in a row is not a good idea. Do recommend Persona, by the way, it's pretty cool. Although, you know, it's a very nerdy game, won't lie. I am quite... Am I nerdy? Yeah. I just ranted about dinosaurs. I am a bit. But I think the nerd way of life is quite fulfilling. If you do not care about how people see you, your quality of life jumps up by a lot. And I'm being serious here. Like, I've met friends that kind of just aren't afraid to be themselves, and once you kind of adopt that, you lead a much happier life. I have learned in the supple age of, I won't say what age I am, that's a bit too much personal information, but, you know, that's how it be sometimes. I don't even know if this is recording. If it's not, then I've just spent 25 minutes yapping. But that's alright. You know, things in life, they just happen. You just accept it. Stoicism and that. Wagwan, me drifter. Okay. What is your favourite philosophy? That's a good question, mate. I don't know. Philosophy's odd because I've always wondered, what do people do in philosophy courses? Do you just like, does the teacher get you in groups of 5 and say, yo, let's start thinking about things, you know? Or is it like, you study philosophers and be like, yo, this is kind of deep? Because I feel like it's a bit of both. Because have you ever had like an original thought, and you're thinking, there's no way someone has thought of this before, and then you look it up and like, oh, whoopie-doo, someone's thought of it before. Like, how are people still thinking new things? I suppose that's innovation, isn't it? But why is it not nice? But always maddened me about it. Also, psychology. Like, what are we doing? Studying psychology. How do you even... Okay, I'm not gonna judge too hard, but like, how do you get into psychology? Like, bro. At that point, come on, it's a Mickey Mouse course. Let's keep it a buck. It's a Mickey Mouse course. I know I can't really talk doing what I'm doing, which... Lord forbid. My neck is starting to hurt. Oh, the pros of being old. Pros? There's no pros of being old. Other than wisdom. Unironically, I think the best wisdom that you can get from someone is like night out bathroom wisdom is the best wisdom you can possibly receive. Because you're both plastered, like not even taking into account what's going on, and you're just talking honestly from the hip. You get like some of the most profound, deep conversations from the people you least expected. I was talking to this one fellow, right? And we were talking about how a lot of people are like fake, you know, man? A lot of people are fake. And he was saying he was like getting into a bad crowd, people who were smoking weed, and then he got to college and like found his real friends, and they were a lot better. And it's kind of inspirational, man, because then he started getting me to talk about fake friends and all this sort of jazz. I don't know, it's kind of cool that humans have learned to converse like that, you know what I mean? I think conversation is so fun. Like for an introvert like me, it can be tricky, right? You get into like a new situation with loads of people that just... What the hell? Oh, it does smell 20 block. Yeah, you get into a new situation, loads of people you do not know. It can be a bit challenging, and I do recognize that. So, yeah, no, I suppose just keep at it. Like, the best way, the way I kind of came out of my shell, I'm not gay. Although I have no problem with gay, because, I don't know, I feel like gay people are quite cool, in the sense that they just don't really care what people think. Because they've kind of learned not to care what people think, and it's kind of vibing. I don't know. What am I yapping about, bro? Right. Yawning and yapping. I suppose that's the segment for today, because I am hella tired, blood clot. Why am I just saying that? I've always wanted to learn how to like Mongolian throat sing. Like, you know the that one song where it's like praising the cat. It's like, you know that one. I always wanted to learn how to do that properly, but it seems like quite a niche and hard thing to get into. Hard? Okay, I am 3 years old. I think it's fun to act like a child. Have a childlike whimsy to you at all times. I feel like that's... Did I just hear people? Yeah. But I need to yap about something. I don't know what I need to yap about, but I need to yap about something. Basically, video ideas. I'm thinking, what can I do besides Minecraft commentary, yapping about random things? Although I kind of like just talking. I just need to get better at it, to be honest. I'm kind of an ass talker. I'm currently writing an essay that's very, very long and requires some deep thought and some well-articulated vocabulary, which I need to improve because my vocabulary is, to put it bluntly, quite ass. It could use a lot of work, should we say, as you may have noticed by me yapping in this sense. Although I do feel like I'm slightly better than others, just because I suppose it's because of people I grew up watching and I read a bit. I think that's a good influence, probably. So yeah, I do think, actually, wait, this is a good topic to segue into. You know, so us, like, I say us, people born between the years of like 2000 and 2007, I feel like, I was chatting to my mate the other day about this, I feel like they've kind of grown up in a sense, they've had like multiple influences of like nurture, right? Because you've grown up your entire life watching social media, watching YouTube. So I reckon your most watched YouTuber has a huge effect on who you become as a person. I humbly believe that, right? Like, if you grow up watching like Leafy or some nonsense, then you are going to be an absolute insufferable human being. Or maybe you take that for, you know, the better, and you actually become a better person because of it. Which I don't think that's possible. No, it's definitely possible. What am I saying? No, it's definitely possible. But like, I don't know. I grew up watching like, I don't know, Markiplier, the Gaming Beaver. Oh, he was a classic. Family friendly dinosaur YouTuber. Classic. King Daddy D-Mac. Content. Oh, sheesh. But yeah, all these like family friendly, respectable content creators, I grew up watching them, and you kind of just become like a more polite person because of it. Like, this is my theory, right? This is my thesis. You know, you can get a psychology major to do this, but actually, that could be a fire idea. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people have been raised with two parental figures, one of them being YouTube, and it might sound weird at first, but when you start thinking about it, it makes sense, right? A lot of people, like, you wonder all the time, right? Why do people adopt the whole, like, roadman culture when they're, you know, from the posh suburbs? I think that's because of social media and peer pressure, because people are emulating what they see online, and like, this is just an eventuality. Like, it just happens. Because I was not watching roadmen songs and drill, I did not grow up thinking that that was something to be desired or something cool. So I naturally did not get into that, whereas a lot of people did. And I'm not faulting them for getting into it. Like, you know, it's fine. But I just think it had a huge effect on how people were brought up and what their thought processes are. Like, it kind of, I feel like it kind of gave rise, well, not gave rise, but I feel like that's why Andrew Tate is so popular, right? Well, actually, there's a few reasons as for why he is popular. I think it's because people are just they emulate what they see online, and if it somewhat suits what their line of thought process is, they adapt to it and they think along those lines. I feel like that's why propaganda and all that is so effective, because it can just target anyone who's not like-minded. Yeah, it targets anyone who's like-minded. It's quite dangerous actually, propaganda. And with the recent, let me pull in my jet. Okay, with the recent surge of AI, like so AI 2, it's gotten so bad. Like the amount of slop that is targeting certain audiences now. I feel like we're going to a world that is becoming increasingly more divided. I just said I wouldn't get into politics. Okay, let's switch off of this. Yeah, no, basically back to the creator. I feel like, yeah, if you watch certain creators, like people will know what I'm talking about here, especially like 2000s kids. You just, I feel like you can articulate yourself better than a lot of people that grew up watching bad influences, to put it bluntly. And if you grew up watching good influences, even from a bad background, you can like flourish. And I think even people from good backgrounds, I was saying, like they're taking it in, and I'd argue becoming worse people because of it. Because I know people that have gone through that phase and come out the other side of it being good people, because they went through it, you know? They didn't stay with it. And I feel like if you really get into the, I don't know how other way to describe it, as like, if you get into like the scanger mindset, which is what we call it, like the scanger, then like a yup bro. Basically, you just, I feel like it becomes increasingly difficult to get along with any other person if you make that your personality and your brand. You can only get along with other yup bros and people who idolize that. I feel like it's so hard to mix after you've adopted that brand. I've seen it time and time again. And like, I just don't know, I don't necessarily like saying it. It just feels weird. Like these fellas have just completely adopted this with their really nice white mams. Like, bro, would you cop on, bro? I think that's a bit enough yapping for today. My voice is starting to get a bit sore. What should I... How the hell did that go? I don't know. What should I talk about next? I'll probably upload this probably immediately after I finish recording it, to be honest. Now, there's going to be no editing on this because, quite frankly, I don't really want to deal with that right now. But if you are watching this, I'll probably do another at some point, and there will be some form of editing on it when I get better at it. But right now, my editing skills are whack, so just, keep that in mind. But that's pretty much me. Also, once again, excuse the computer quality and the voice quality. I'm working on it, as I say. Am I really working on it? That can be, that's debatable. You can choose for yourself whether you want to believe that or not. And, yeah, so if you are watching it and you want to leave a comment, you are welcome to do so. Maybe you could advise on what to do with all of these resources that I've gathered from digging out this hole. Maybe some ideas would be nice. But that's pretty much about it for my rambles today. And what was I gonna say? That's pretty much about it. I'll see in a bit if you are watching this. Thank you very much for listening to my rambles. And yeah, so I mean, eventually I will get better at say like this.